Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime no Mi channel. The Straw Hat Pirates have been traveling the seas for several years, growing stronger both physically and mentally. And what you don't know is that they will continue their adventures for many more years. After all, the author has already revealed not only their future, but also the appearance of the Straw Hat Pirates after many years of sailing the seas, and I'm going to share that with you in today's video. So, click the like button, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Comment on who your favorite Straw Hat Pirate is and whose power or fighting style you'd like to have. Now let's get to the video. Guys, for those who don't know, for a few years now, Oda has been slowly revealing the future of the Straw Hats through fan questions, and he has already shared the future ages of many of them. What's more, Oda left it open whether they achieve their dreams and have a good future, or if they fail and end up with a bad one. He revealed the appearance of the Straw Hat Pirates at two different ages, 40 years old and 60 years old. But as I mentioned, he showed us two versions of the future, one where everything went well and another where everything went wrong. We'll start with the futures where everything went right, and in another video, we'll talk about the futures where things went wrong. After all, if something bad happens to the Straw Hats, it would affect all of them. Starting with our swordsman, Roronoa Zoro. At 40 years old, in the future where everything went well, he has a more mature and imposing look, maintaining his unmistakable style and his facial expressions. His green hair remains, but with a cleaner and more polished cut. He sports a confident smile and a secure expression, which gives the sense that his strength and experience have grown over the years. The scars, like the iconic one over his left eye, are more pronounced, and his facial features are more robust and defined, suggesting natural aging, but without losing his warrior stance. After all, he now presents himself as Roronoa Zoro of the Four-Sword style. In the image of Zoro at 60 years old, his appearance reflects notable aging, but he still maintains a powerful and confident air. His hair, now grayer, symbolizes the passing of time, but he still sports a hairstyle similar to his youth, with a short and firm cut, and now his wrinkles indicate a life full of battles and experiences. In this version, Zoro declares himself the master of the Five-Sword style, showing that his ambition and skill have evolved over time. His wide, confident smile demonstrates that he has become a legendary swordsman, perhaps even more feared and respected. Now, talking about Nami, at 40 years old, she maintains a youthful and elegant appearance, but with features that indicate maturity and confidence. Her characteristic orange hair remains long and wavy, slightly shorter than it is now, but her style is more refined, showing that she has preserved her beauty over the years. Nami wears sunglasses on top of her head, something that matches her image as a navigator, reinforcing her air as an experienced adventurer. Her expression is playful and seductive, with a confident smile suggesting that her mischievous and charismatic personality is still present. The gesture with her index finger over her lips, along with the phrase, "come back when you're an adult," shows that she maintains her playful and teasing nature, with a touch of charm. At 60 years old, she still maintains a youthful and elegant appearance, and unlike Zoro, we don't see expression lines. Her characteristic orange hair is now short and straight, but she has preserved much of her beauty over the years. Nami now seems to need glasses, and in the image, she responds to someone who thought she was only 40, with the phrase, "Me? Oh, I left my 40s behind a long time ago." As for Sanji, he's the one who has changed the most among those we've discussed so far. At 40 years old, he now sports his blonde hair in an unexpected way. It's long, longer than Nami's at the same age, quite similar to Rayleigh's current hair. He seems to have opted to trade his goatee for a thin beard that now completes his look and connects with his mustache. His expression hasn't changed. He still seems as cheerful as ever, and now his face is well-defined, showing his physical maturity. Sanji's sense of humor and personality haven't changed much over the years either, as we also have a characteristic phrase from him saying, "Whether it's women or food, I'm not picky." Now, what surprised me the most was the revelation of Sanji at 60 years old. His face looks even better cared for than before. His gaze and expression have completely changed. He looks much more mature than at 40, and his clothes resemble Zeph's, the chef who trained Sanji. His long hair is now significantly shortened, but it's still long. However, Sanji's beard has grown a lot, though only his goatee, which now extends into blonde braids down his chest. As I mentioned in the image, Sanji is wearing chef's clothing, including the hat, and the most amazing thing is his phrase where he says he's going fishing. But it's not like before he says he's going fishing in the all blue, which shows us that Sanji truly found the place where the waters meet, and now he has finally achieved his dream, which makes me very happy. And speaking of happiness, someone who made me very excited to see their evolution is Usopp, who in his 40-year-old image still seems to be pursuing his dreams. He says that the pirate flag is calling him, showing that he hasn't abandoned the seas and continues sailing. It's worth remembering that this phrase is similar to what his father said when he left his village to join Shanks. stinks. His appearance has changed a bit. He didn't grow out his beard, but now sports a thin mustache, and he also changed the style of his goatee that he's had since the time skip. Usopp's hair has changed quite a bit. It's now wavier, similar to Nami's during the time skip, but now reaching his shoulders. As a good sharpshooter, he still wears his goggles on top of his head. At 60 years old, he seems to have embraced his age. Usopp now has many expression lines on his face, but he hasn't lost his good humor. From what we can see, Usopp seems to have a tattoo on his left arm, and on his face, above his right eye, he now has a large battle scar, something he's wanted since childhood. However, despite smiling, there's something very sad in Usopp's words, where he says he's starting to miss her, indicating that his beloved has passed away before him. Next, we'll talk about the doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates, Chopper, who changed a lot by the time he turned 40. He now has long horns on his helmet, which carries the same design as his post-time skip hat. He still has his blue nose and expressions, his fur has grown longer, and he has two, being almost the size he reaches when using heavy point, though less muscular. His phrase shows that he continues to fight and take care of people, as he simply says, "Leave everything to me." By 60, he seems to have retired, and we can see that one of Chopper's habits hasn't changed. He still pretends not to get excited by compliments, which is really funny to see. He's now older, which is visible in his expressions and fur, but something really cool is that he's gone back to wearing the hat and shirt he wore during the time skip. And the most amazing thing of all is that Chopper has indeed achieved his dream of curing all the diseases in the world. In the image, he's handing out a small package of medicine while saying, "Take this! There's nothing this won't cure, even hopeless idiots." Next up is Robin, who really hasn't aged much at all by the time she's 40, 10 years after the time skip. She now wears glasses, which give her a more mature and elegant look. Robin's hairstyle hasn't changed, and she seems happy with it. After all, her phrase suggests that she doesn't think age matters, as she says it must be nice to be young. Though let's be honest, she still looks quite young, just not as young as she does at 60. At 60, Robin doesn't have any major expression lines, maintaining her appearance as well as Nami. In the image, she's wearing her glasses on top of her head, and now she has changed her hairstyle, which really suits her. Robin now has a long fringe covering her forehead, and her hair is wavy and apparently a bit shorter than she used to wear it before. Her phrase shows that Robin's habits haven't changed, as she's asking if anyone wants to join her in investigating something. The next one we had access to was Franky, but unlike the others, we started with an image of him at 50 years old. This is because after the time skip, he was already almost 37 years old, so Franky was already nearing 40, so he aged quite a bit in the 10 years that followed, now having a face marked by many expression lines. However, his youthful energy reminiscent of the 1980s hasn't changed, and we can see that his hair is still the same, only bigger. Franky now sports a short, scruffy beard, but something we notice is that he has practically reached the pinnacle of technology. As he says, "Let me turn on the island's heater. It's getting cold, isn't it?" At 70, he's changed a lot. His hairstyle is still the same, but now larger, and his hair has become quite gray with the blue tone fading. His face is marked by deep expression lines, and now his long hair connects to his big beard, which looks unkempt. However, what hasn't changed is his personality. Someone asked him to fix a bicycle, and being the kind man he is, he did. He even installed a cannon on it. Finally, the last one we got access to is our captain, Monkey D. Luffy. At 40 years old, his behavior and expression haven't changed, but his appearance has altered a lot, making him look even more like Gol D. Roger. In fact, if we look even further back in time, we can see that he looks a lot like Garp when he was young in the Navy. Now, sporting a thin beard on his face, Luffy's hair is shorter, and his facial features have changed a bit, with more defined contours marking the maturity brought by time. Luffy's scar looks even more prominent than it does now, and as always, he only has one thing to say: meat. At 60, Luffy looks much more mature and has clearly been affected by age, with age marks all over his body. It's impossible not to say that he looks identical to Garp. He looks just like his grandfather. The difference is that Luffy has managed to keep his black hair. Luffy's mustache is still thin, but the rest of his beard has grown much longer, especially around his chin. Luffy at 60 still only cares about meat, which indicates that he no longer worries about becoming the Pirate King. Maybe because he's already achieved that dream. What do you think about this? The Straw Hats have changed a lot with age, and which one did you like the most seeing older? That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.